friends, Candace Gillespie here with Candace's Canvases. Today I am going to launch a series called the Masculine Valentine Cards. So this is card 1. If you are interested in getting a hold of me or following me on any of my social media platforms, visit the description bar below and I'll have links to those as well as my mailing address. Yay for Happy Mail. Let's see, feel free to join my interactive Facebook group page. We're small right now, but with you visiting and joining, we will build that crafty community and have a great time. So let's get started. I am starting with an 8.5 by 11 cut down to 5.5 by 8.5. Yes, that is right. And then I'm scoring that in the middle and folding it in half. This is going to be a top folding card. This is, what is this? My brain. This is gesso, white gesso, and I'm just covering this card completely just to give it a base and some texture. That's going to dry pretty quickly. I'll put a link below to most of the products that I've used in this video, including the gesso. This is a stencil from Michaels. It's just, I'm sure it's just like a recollection temple. It's kind of thin, so it doesn't make me very happy, but it's fine. It totally works. I sprayed that with the Distress Ink spray, and quickly and very generally wiping this off. I am going to use what's left on it for the inside of the card. So just going to hit that with my heat gun to dry it up real quick. And it did kind of seep under, but I'm totally fine with that. This is going to be a, yes, Jacob is right here eating right next to me. This is going to be kind of a grungy masculine card. I sprayed on some pink in there, some, I can't remember, picked raspberry maybe. You know, you had to throw that in there. Valentine's Day is smoopy, schmoopy. No, you schmoopy, no, me schmoopy. My husband jokes like that all the time. Anyway, this mesh thing is just from some garlic that I bought at Trader Joe's. And I thought, you know, I'm going to keep that. That's going to add a fun texture. And I decided that it's not a texture that I would use on like a nice, pretty scrapbook layout. It's kind of like fish scales. Weird, huh? Sammy's running around, so pardon that. Let's see, so there we go. That's, what is that, some texture paste by Ranger, and I just added that with this putty knife, and Jacob is helping me in the video. I think that mesh net thing would be kind of cool if I had like a fish or something. It would be really cool. Then I sprayed that with some Walnut Distress spray, and I'm sure we've all got these coupon things before, so for some reason I hoard them. I love them. I like them even better when they're already used, not straight off the reel, you know. They just, I don't know why I love them. I'm ridiculous. I'll fold them in half and I'll use them as tabs. They're just fun. So I sprayed that, and then this is honey something, I can't remember, Distress Oxide ink, just to give that a nice kind of yellowish hue. And then this is some Walnut Distress ink. Wait, what is that? Walnut? I think it is. And then I got this washi from the Stamp and Scrap Expo. So fun. I love this washi. Admit one kind of made me feel like you're the one for me, like there's only one allowed, kind of. That's what I was thinking when I used this washi. And then this paper, I got this when I ordered from Drive-Through Crafts. Oh brother, my brain is blinking. But she sent me a couple sheets of paper just as a bonus, so that was really cool. Drive-By Crafts, I think it is, and I'll leave a link to her store down below also. Oh, you want to go to that store? I do. It's pretty it's local. It's in Long Beach, I think, and we're inland a little bit more here in Southern California. So All right, so I just distressed the edges of that after I ripped it, and then I glued it down. I had to put a little extra glue because I'm gluing over that texture, but it worked out fine. Trimmed it up to fit, and then I'm gonna distress all 4 edges of this card. Or this panel, card panel is what I wanted to say. Just adding in some glue where I feel like I needed it. Okay, now I'm going to take this Distress ink. This is the Walnut stain, and I'm going to do front, back, sides, inside and outside of this card base so that it's completely distressed on all sides when you open it, and when it's in the back it's even going to be distressed. I realized my card panel was a little bit too long. I'm not sure how that happened. So I ended up, you know, I had to, add the more distress ink there. And Jacob thought so too. Okay, finally I'm going to commit and glue this bad boy down. Burnishing that on there. And I realized that I had accidentally dipped this in some gesso that I have just out of frame, but I thought that was awesome. It was a happy accident. Bob Ross, anyone? Love Bob Ross. So I have some scraps of this yellow twine. It's just like a cotton twine. And then I just dabbed some ink on that so it was kind of grungy looking. I'm going to spread this across this green panel here. And then this is another 6x6 piece that Drive by Crafts gave me, and I'm going to crumple it up to give it some texture, and I'm going to do the 2nd grade heart shape here by tearing it. And this way it gives me rough edges. It's not feminine. I mean, it can be feminine. Then I'm going to add some Distress ink to it. And then finally adding some foam tape. And I add quite a bit. I'm at the end of my roll here. But it has a lot of texture to it, so I wanted to make sure that it stayed. And the paper isn't cardstock, so it needed some backing. And then I added extra glue because I'm putting it on top of that twine. And then here I'm gonna make a little like flag. It's not a banner, but it's like, you know, the little flag dangly things. I'm gonna make a crisscross with the tiny attacher. Distress all those little pieces. And then finally glue that down. And this little ripped off piece is going to be my sentiment, and all it is going to say is Valentine. And I hope I spelled it right. I am notoriously a poor speller, mostly because my brain goes faster than my, you know, you write and you read back and you're like, that's not how you spell that. So I think I did pretty good. Let's see, Valentine. Hello, I think we did it, folks. So this little stamp set, they have tons of different ones available today, but this specific one is kind of special because my parents-in-law, they bought it when they were younger, and they were making some invitation or housewarming thing or something with a long time ago. I think my mom-in-law was. I don't remember the specific occasion, but they were hers, so I have them now, and I think it's so fun. So they even have that cool vintage box. And then just putting a little tag end, and then I ended up folding this, what is that, kind of like you would a rosette, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then it gave that little flag piece some texture too. So I realized that this string is kind of a little too cattywampus, so I fixed that by just gluing it down. and my inside card panel base. I must have cut my card base too small. Anyway, here I'm reactivating what's left on this stencil, and it gives me just enough in the background that I can still write over it, and it's going to be fine. Adding more of that Admit 1 washi tape and bringing in the distressing on the sides to the inside card panel. And I love to flow the outside of the card to the inside by adding little details like this. And I had this wood veneer heart on my desktop for a long time, and finally it gets used. It has a purpose. I'm taking this rough bristle brush, paintbrush, and just dipping it in some of that gesso, and then I'm flicking it onto my card front, and then the sentiment piece on the inside. Rather, this inside piece, it doesn't have a sentiment on it. And then this is just the roll to my empty foam tape thing, and I put some gesso down, and then I mixed some of that spray walnut stain, and I'm just using that to kind of add to the feel, the rustic feel of this card. So let's see what's next. I think I'm pretty much done there. Okay, gluing it on. I was thinking, where in the world did I disappear to? I should have edited that out, but I didn't, and that's fine. So gluing that on the inside of the card, and it's beautifully rustic. Just taking some more of that gesso and with the tip of my finger, smudging it across the surfaces, all the different textures that we've created. And that sums it up. There it is. There, here's my little signature stamp there. I got that a long time ago from Stampin' Up. It might be time to get a new one. I also have this date stamp. I can't remember who made this date stamp, but I put January 2018 on there. Here are some stills of the card we made today. So thank you so much for joining me for card 1 of the Masculine Valentine Day card series. Stay tuned because another card will be coming shortly. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking this video, and
thumbs up.
Thanks, Sammy. We'll see you guys again soon. Bye.